Welcome back to the series a lot of people have been excited about, Crazy Colour product testing. Before I start, I just want to say that I've had some really good feedback from everyone who's commented on these DIY hair videos, and I want to say thanks, because I didn't realise that you guys would like the hair dye videos this much, but you've been commenting like crazy, so thanks so much. Okay, on to the hair dye. As you can tell, this time I've been trying out the purple dyes that Crazy Colour has to offer, and my favourite colour is purple, so I was really looking forward to this, especially because I haven't been purple since literally about 2007. The first dye I tried was lavender, and judging by the website and the colour of the dye, I thought would be the best colour to start with. Like in my previous videos, I still had a job at this point, so I was aiming for something more pastel-y rather than dark. I did my usual routine of bleaching my hair white blonde before I dyed it, and then I left the dye in for about 20 minutes and it came out like this. This is pretty much what I was expecting, although it was a bit more pink than purpley, but still I liked it, and it was a solid colour, it had good coverage, and it was nice and pastel-y. I'd say it lasted about 2.5 weeks before it faded to the point where I wanted to dye it again. This picture was taken 18 days after I dyed it, and as you can see, the pinky purple is still there, but it's very faded and all the blonde started to come back through. It's just not as vibrant. It had a little better staying power than the pale pinks I used in the previous video, like marshmallow and candy floss, but still just not quite the longevity I was hoping for. Basically, I'm lazy and I like to dye my hair as little as possible, so colours that stick for a long time are really helpful to me. Now this next dye was an interesting experience. I'm actually going to go ahead now and say that this is one of my absolute favourite Crazy Colour dyes I've ever used. Hot purple. By this stage I left my job, and of course right now I am looking for another one, but I thought in the meantime, while there's no authority figure around to tell me what not to do with my hair, I thought screw it, I'm just going to try some darker colours, and then if I need to tone it down when I get a new job, I will. Looking at this, I was really excited because it reminded me of the dark purple I had when I was 16, so I was quite looking forward to this one. Now here's the interesting part. I did the exact same as the lavender. I went and got my hair bleached to white blonde, but strangely enough, when it was done, there were still traces of lavender there. As you can see here, the ends of the hair still have a subtle pinky hue left over from the lavender, which I find strange considering the lavender as a whole faded to being quite pale in just over 2 weeks, but when bleached, it somehow managed to just hang in there a little bit. Don't ask me why that happened, it just did, and I didn't bother going through another bleach treatment to try and get rid of it because it was so pale, and dark purple is quite a strong colour, so I figured it wouldn't make a difference. I was wrong, but it turned out, in my opinion, to be quite a cool mistake. I left the hot purple on for only 5 minutes when I dyed it, just because I didn't want it to be super dark, and it came out like this. It wasn't as dark as I'd expected, but thanks to the little leftover bits of lavender in it, it didn't go just one shade of purple. It had a base of medium purple, but all around the head and under the different layers of the hair, there were lighter sections and darker sections, and even some blue sections, which was surprising. I guess technically it was a fail, because it's nowhere near an even coverage, but I actually quite liked it. These pictures don't do it justice, really. It was quite multi-tonal, especially under natural sunlight. You could really see the different shades in there, and it kind of took on a bit of a galaxy nebula style, which is pretty much the best happy accident I could have hoped for, really. And as it faded, it did get a lot lighter in general, but it still kept the multi-tonal quality. This is a bit later on down the line, and as you can see, it's taken on a bit of a lavender quality, but the blues are still there. And guess what? I finally found another dye that lasts about a month! Yes! After 2 weeks, it looked like this, which is very faded, but it still has all the different purples and blues in there, and it stayed solidly like this for about a month after I dyed it, so I didn't mind keeping it pale for a bit. Also, as it faded, it kind of took on a silvery tone in some places, which was really cool because in some lights, it kind of looked quite cartoon-esque and animated like a drawing, which I thought was awesome. And what you're seeing here is my second application of hot purple, and I left it in a bit longer before I washed it out this time, and obviously there weren't traces of the old lavender in it this time, and as you can see, it's got a more solid, darker colour. So when bleached properly without traces of an old colour in it, it dyes solidly, so it can be varied or solid, whatever you want it to be. I love this dye. It's become one of my favourites because it lasts, it's customisable, and like all of the Crazy Colour dyes I've used, there's no itching, no fuss, no staining, no bullshit, just nice colour. Yes, Crazy Colour, you are good at purple. The only Crazy Colour purple I've never used actually is violet, which looks quite similar to hot purple, but maybe a bit more intense. I'm not sure. If you've ever used it, then please let me know in the comments what it was like. But yeah, in conclusion, lavender is a nice pastel purple that lasts around 2 weeks, although can be a little more pinky than purple sometimes. And hot purple is a nice medium purple colour that lasts around a month and can be used to make galaxy hair. How cool is that? I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you have any questions about hair dyeing in general or crazy colour, put them down there in the comments and I'll answer them. And let me know what you want me to try next. I've been literally every colour in existence now, not always using crazy colour dye, but still. I'm gonna have to cycle back through them and try different shades of every colour now. Have a nice day, guys. See you next time.